That night there were shepherds staying in the fields nearby, guarding their flocks of sheep. Suddenly an angel of the Lord appeared among them, and the radiance of the Lord's glory surrounded them, and they were terrified. But the angel reassured them. "Don't be afraid," he said. "I bring you good news that will bring great joy to all people." Now, we know clearly from the Bible, the whole story of it, that seeing an angel or seeing God's glory was a fairly terrifying thing. Like, it's understandable that these guys were freaking out. Because if an angel showed up to me, the way that sometimes they're described, if you read Daniel and Revelation, it would be, I'd be terrified. It would be terrifying. And understand that. But the glory of God surrounded them. Now, I want you to think back a little bit, just a couple days, but we talked about where the glory of God is currently. If you are in Christ, if you are with Christ and you've believed on Him, the glory of God resides within your heart. So we don't have to be scared of that anymore. We can be at peace. This week is the second week of Advent, and we're talking about the peace that comes with the incarnation of Christ, with the birth of Christ and the sending of Christ from God to us. God has made a way for us to be at peace, to find rest in Him. This peace is not just wartime peace. This doesn't mean we're not just going to get in a fight. It's not that kind of peace. That's encapsulated it, but it's more than that. It's more than that. It's talking about the peace in our own minds. Peace of our thoughts, of our anxieties. We can give all of that to God. We don't need to bear those worries or those things. We can be at peace and at rest in our Father through His Son. God made a way for us to be at peace and at rest with Him. When Christ came, Isaiah, the passage we read last week, talks about Him being the Prince of Peace. Now this week, I don't expect that most of you are gearing up for a fist fight or a war, but there is an instances and occasions in everyday life where we need to draw and surround ourselves with God's peace. So this week, I want you to meditate and rest on the fact that we have God's peace already with us. Christ has already come. We're celebrating it, I know, but we already know He's here. We've already seen the last page in the book there. We already know what's happening. We already know what's happened. And we celebrate Him coming, and we remember what He did for us. So when Christ came, He made a way for us to have peace and rest. So I pray that you dwell in that this week and meditate on what it means to be in Christ's rest.